Hello friends, today let us try to understand the third property of the nucleus, which is the nuclear density. So to begin, what is the equation for density of any solid? Density equal to mass by volume. So what will be the equation for the density of the nucleus? The nuclear density rho n can be defined as nuclear mass divided by nuclear volume. So this is the equation for the density of the nucleus. Let us try to find out the value of nuclear mass and nuclear volume. So what will be nuclear mass if there are a number of nucleons? If A is the mass number, then that means there are a number of neutrons and protons in the nucleus. What is the mass of a proton and the mass of a neutron? We studied about the mass of the proton mp and mass of the neutron mn in the last class. Its values are approximately equal, a little bit different. We can approximate the value of mp and mn to be equal to 1 AMU. This is an approximation only. So we will be choosing mass of the neutron and mass of the proton to be equal to 1 AMU, mass of the nucleon. So if there are a number of nucleons, then the total nuclear mass will be equal to A into mass of nucleon, which is equal to, let me call it Mn. AMn. Mn is approximately equal to mass of neutron and mass of proton. What is the value of the mass of a nucleon? We studied that 1 AMU equal to Mn equal to 1.6605 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. This is the approximate value of mass of a nucleon. In your textbook, it is approximated as 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. So we will be using this approximation of 1 AMU from now onwards. Now, what is the total volume of a nucleus? Let us try to find out nuclear volume. If we assume that the shape of the nucleus is a sphere, then what will be its volume? The volume of a sphere is given by 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r is the radius of the nucleus. Have you studied any equation for the radius of the nucleus? Yes, of course. It is given by r0 a raised to 1 by 3. Isn't it? In the last class, we learned that the radius of the nucleus r equal to r0 into a raised to 1 by 3. So this will be your equation for r, and we substituted that equation here. So if we calculate this value, then it is equal to 4 by 3 pi r0 cube into a, because a raised to 1 by 3 whole cube is given by a. Now let us substitute the values we have found. In the earlier session, we found out the nuclear mass to be equal to AMn, and now we found the nuclear volume to be equal to 4 by 3 pi r0 cube a. If we take these two equations as 1 and 2, we can find that nuclear density rho n equal to nuclear mass by nuclear volume. Nuclear mass by nuclear volume, which is equal to A into Mn, which is the nuclear mass, divided by 4 by 3 pi r0 cube into A. This is the nuclear volume. Now we see the mass number will cancel in the numerator and denominator, and what will be our final equation? It will be mn divided by 4 by 3 pi r0 cube. So we know the value of mn and we know the value of r0. Substitute those values. Mn equal to 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. You should by heart this value, divided by 4 by 3 pi into r0. In the last class I told you the value of r0 equal to 1.2 Fermi. But through certain experiments, it is also found that the value of r0 can be 1.3 Fermi also. There is a difference between the final answers of two experiments. So you can choose any of these values in your equation. So now in your textbook, this value is used now. And so I will be using the value of r0 to be equal to 1.3 Fermi. Both these values of r0 are correct. There is no one exact value. Different experiments gives us different value of r0. So now I will be using r0 equal to 1.3 Fermi. So substituting that, 1.3 into 10 raised to minus 15 meter whole cube. So calculate this value. All of you take the calculator and try to calculate the value. We will get the final answer to be 1.816 into 10 raised to 17 kilogram per meter cube. So this is the unit of density. Here we have meter cube as unit and kilogram is on the numerator. So the final answer, the unit will be kilogram per meter cube. So this is the density of a nucleus. So if we look at the density, we can understand that the density is independent of mass number. For any nucleus, irrespective of its mass number, its density will be a constant of about this value. There is only a slight variation between density of different nucleus. For almost every nucleus, the density is constant. And if we try to understand the value, this value, how big is that value? 1.816 into 10 raised to 17. Can you imagine its enormity? What is the density of water? Density of water is 10 raised to 3 kilogram per meter cube. What is the density of nucleus? Density of nucleus is of the order of 10 raised to 17 kilogram per meter cube. How big is that? Have you seen any material with this density? No. Nucleus is very dense. 10 raised to 17 is a very big number. The denser materials that we see in everyday life are of the order of 10 raised to 4 or 10 raised to 5. 10 raised to 17 is of unimaginable density. So this density is seen only in certain types of white dwarfs, where the electron around the nucleus, electron cloud around the nucleus has disappeared due to reactions, due to enormous pressure and temperature, and the density in such stars, such as in white dwarfs, will be equal to the density of the nucleus. So I have a question for you. You try to think about it and try to come up with an answer. The density of the nucleus is 10 raised to 17 kilogram per meter cube, right? And every material is composed of nucleus and electrons. Then why does the density of materials decrease so largely when they condense into matter? So my question is this: the density of the nucleus is very high, and even the water is made up of hydrogen atom and oxygen atom which has nucleus in it. But why does the density of the water or any other material decreases to such large extent when we find their density? Try to think about it and come up with an answer. Now let us move on to the fourth property of nucleus, which is the charge of a nucleus. I have already told you the nucleus is positively charged. The protons are positively charged and neutrons are neutral, which means the net charge of the nucleus will be positive. Then let us think about the value of this positive charge of a nucleus. How many number of protons are there in a nucleus? We know Z is the atomic number of a nucleus and Z number of protons will be there in the nucleus. We know the charge of an electron is minus E, right? Similarly, the charge of a proton is plus E, exactly opposite to that of the charge of an electron. So if there are Z number of protons and each proton has plus E charge, what will be the total charge of a nucleus? The charge of the nucleus will be plus Ze, right? There are Z number of protons and each proton has E electric charge. So the total charge of the total charge of a nucleus will be plus Ze. But the atom as a whole is neutral because there is minus Ze charge around the nucleus existing as electrons. The value of Z is found through different experiments such as X-ray diffraction and X-ray scattering experiments. And finally, if we know the value of Z, the charge of any nucleus can be calculated. So in today's class, we learned about two important properties of the nucleus, which are nuclear density, which we found to be a constant equal to 1.816 into 10 raised to 17, which is a very enormous value. Then we learned about charge of a nucleus, which is equal to plus Ze. Nucleus is positively charged and its value depends on the atomic number. So I hope all of you understood today's topics. Thank you.